evening and welcome back to Closing Arguments. I'm Michael Ayala in tonight for Vinnie Politan. We begin this hour with a case that began in Santa Rosa County, Florida last week. 37-year-old mother Cassie Carli was last seen on March 27th in a Florida restaurant parking lot where she was meeting her 4-year-old's father, Marcus Spanevelo, for a custody exchange. Now, Carli's car and purse were found just 2 days later on a boat overflow ramp near the restaurant. Now, over the weekend, after an extensive search, the Santa Rosa County Sheriff's Office announced that Carli's body had been found in a shallow grave in Alabama. Now, her child's father was arrested in Lebanon, Tennessee, where he is currently being held on charges of tampering with evidence, giving false information concerning a missing persons investigation, and destruction of evidence. Missing, of course, is a murder charge. More on that later. The Santa Rosa County Sheriff Bob Johnson held a press conference about the case yesterday. Here's a look at some of what he had to say.
So Cassie Carli, who's been missing now for about a week, we discovered her body while executing a search warrant in Alabama. It was in a barn in a shallow grave. So it's not the ending that we wanted, obviously, but we're hoping to provide a little closure for the family. And also, as you know, as we reported earlier, the suspect is currently in jail in Maury County, Tennessee, on charges of tampering with evidence and giving false info reference missing persons investigation. Our major crimes unit, I can tell you this, I've never been more proud of them. They've served multiple search warrants in multiple states, traveled over 1,500 miles in a week searching for evidence in reference to this crime. So I want to thank them, but I also want to thank FDLE, FBI, Fish and Wildlife, Tennessee Highway Patrol, Tennessee Bureau of Investigation, Alabama Investigation Division, St. Clair County SO, Alabama, Springfield PD, Alabama, Walton County, Bay County, and Okaloosa County for their assistance. That tells you how far out this went. We're just proud that we've got this guy in custody. Obviously, more charges will be pending, depending on the autopsy, which will occur tomorrow morning. If you have any questions in reference to extradition or charges that will be pending on him, I'll defer to the state attorney. So do you have questions? Yes.
Do you guys know how she was killed?
No. The autopsy will reveal that tomorrow, hopefully.
Has he been cooperative with this investigation?
Absolutely not. No.
What was the tip or what was the information that led you guys to this place in Alabama? Are you guys revealing where she was found exactly?
No, and we're not revealing how we found that location either right now. So you got to remember it's an ongoing investigation. So we can just tell you that we had information that led us to that place. We got a search warrant and we discovered the body.
I'm sorry, you may have said it, but her body was found overnight or this morning? Or?
It was found yesterday evening.
Is the shed connected at all to Mr. Spanevelo?
It is in a roundabout way, but we can't get into that either. But he does have a connection to the property.
Are you able to say if the body was found like out in the open or covered or anything?
No, a shallow grave.
Regarding the previous charges, can you get it all into what evidence he tampered with and what evidence he might have destroyed?
Yeah, it was in reference to the victim's phone. He took her phone and basically got rid of it. So.
Were you guys able to ever locate the phone?
Yes.
Yes, okay.
Where?
We're not going to go into that one.
And how did he lie to investigators? What did he lie about?
He lied a couple of times, actually, in different scenarios, but what was the exact thing?
We just got clear and convincing evidence that the information he gave us was materially false.
Yeah.
That we were able to confirm.
How did police encounter him yesterday? Was this during a traffic stop or?
Yeah, actually our detectives went to Tennessee and got with the Tennessee Highway Patrol and Tennessee Bureau of Investigations, and they did surveillance, found him, and took him down on a traffic stop and arrested him.
So obviously Thursday when you guys had the other press conference, it was clear that he was a suspect or a person of interest. You guys were keeping tabs on him.
Right.
Do you feel like he was on the move and a flight risk? Do you think he was trying to leave or hide or?
Well, I can't speak for his thought process. I can tell you this, he was totally uncooperative. He never cooperated at all with us, and that goes a long way. I mean, you think about it, it's your baby's mother, and she's missing, and you're not going to cooperate with authorities. That's kind of telltale.
All right, so now the district attorney later on would say that once they figure out and do the autopsy and figure out the cause of death, we could see murder charges in this case. All right, let's bring in tonight's guest. Joining me in Clearwater, Florida, private investigator Mike Peasley. In Salt Lake City, Utah, private investigator Jason Jensen. And in Navarre, Florida, a special guest is joining us by phone. Cassie's sister, Rayanne, is with us. I want to thank you all for being with me. And Rayanne, I want to start with you first and foremost by expressing our condolences from all of us here at Court TV. I know this is a difficult time for you, so we truly appreciate you joining us on the show. And I'll begin with you by asking you how you and the family are in fact holding up.
Oh, thank you so much. Well, we're holding up. We're okay. We've got Sailor coming on the way home, and so we'll have a little piece of Cassie with us, and we're going to be just fine. Thank you so much.
All right, and I wanted to turn next to the good news, the fact that the child is alive, and it sounds like it's going to be a happy reunion. Tell us a little bit about that, how she's doing, and what's going to happen going forward.
Oh, she's doing amazing. We're looking forward to having her back home with Grandpa and Auntie and everyone else, just ready to shower her with a bunch of love. So,
yeah, that's fantastic news. Tell us a little bit about Cassie. I know you were on recently. For those who might have missed it, tell us a little bit about her, what she was like, what she liked to do.
Oh, my sister, she loved the beach. Loved the beach so much. Outdoors, paddle boarding. She's just got the biggest smile that you walk into a room or she walks in and just lights the whole thing up. She is one of a kind and truly the brightest soul I've ever been honored to know.
That's wonderful. And again, we're really sorry for your loss. Mike Peasley, let me get you into the conversation here. This was an interesting, in that press conference, the sheriff talked about the effort that went into getting the information that they had here. They said they covered about 1,500 miles. They were serving warrants, chasing leads. Finally, of course, the hard work and all the legwork led to results, not the ones they wanted, but certainly it was able to give the family some closure. Your thoughts on the cooperation there between apparently a number of different departments and all the work that went into getting this done relatively quickly?
Kudos to the police department on this one for how fast they worked on that and the time that they traveled and the search warrants that they executed. You know, doing the same as they did on several cases when I was in law enforcement, it takes a number of agencies to collectively put everything together, and I thought they did a great job on this.
Yeah, I think that's the only way to describe it. Cassie, I know you're probably thankful. And he mentioned, I'm sorry, not Cassie, I'm sorry, Rayanne. The sheriff mentioned that, in fact, he thought this might bring closure, the fact that they were able to find your sister. I wanted to check in with you. Did, in fact, it provide that for you?
Oh, yes. Tremendous, tremendous relief and closure. We're just so happy we can bring her home and make her comfortable now and celebrate her life.
All right, Jason, let me check in with you real quick. You know, during the press conference, we didn't hear it here on the air, but they talked about the fact that, you know, this guy was truly and utterly uncooperative, and flags went up. And quite frankly, the ones closest to the people who end up disappearing or, you know, worse, unfortunately, are the first people you look at. But when someone like this is uncooperative in this situation, the red flags have to go up all over the place.
Yes, I would agree, Mike. He definitely put a target on his back by not cooperating, number one, because, you know, the sheriff.
All right, looks like we might have lost Jason there. All right, we'll get back to him in just a second. Rayanne, let me bring you back in very quickly. You know, one of the things in reading about this case was that your sister had mentioned to quite a few people, actually, that if something were to happen to her, they would know where to look. And that, of course, was the gentleman who was arrested, Marcus Spanevelo. Did you know him at all, or did she talk about their relationship at all?
Yes, yes, and I had met him the very first night. I got a bad vibe from him and let her know. There were many red flags right from the start, And my sister, she'd always feared, and she was taking the proper steps. There were many exchanges where my father did ride with her, and he has a concealed carry. And she was taking the proper steps. Just unfortunately, that's why we fear it may be planned, because he was extremely nice and recently. So I think she had her guard down a little bit.
Yeah, again, Mike Peasley, you know, these child exchanges, you know, they often give advice to folks to do it in public places. It seems like Cassie did, in fact, do that. It was in the parking lot of a restaurant, yet things went sideways. Anything else you can tell us about these exchanges, how dangerous they are, and ways to make sure you stay safe when these situations arise?
Well, first and foremost, my thoughts and prayers go out to the family. At least they have closure and they have the little one coming home. You know, there's a lot of lessons to be learned here, especially when the family or the ex has funny feelings about that. You know, we always tell people, meet in a police station, make it public, a big public place. I don't know what escalated this guy's behavior at this point. And I could be wrong, so the family would have to answer that. I think recently they were talking, Cassie was talking about getting more child support. Was there problems with the visitation? So yeah, the lesson to be learned here is I always tell people, do the exchange in a police station or in a public place so that there's cameras and stuff.
All right, excellent advice, Rayanne. We do have to go take a quick break, and I'm going to let you go, but I want to give you an opportunity to say some last words to our audience. You know, we'll continue to follow this case. Of course, anything you would like to leave us with?
Yes, I just wanted to let everyone know I appreciate all the condolences and support, and thank you for helping bring Cassie home. Mission was accomplished, and we are starting the Cassie Carli Foundation, so please stay tuned. My sister's story lives on.
All right, Rayanne Carli, once again, I want to make sure to express our condolences, and you stay strong. Gentlemen, stand by. We're going to take a break. Jason Jensen, Mike Peasley, you guys are staying with me. When we come back, a private investigator involved in the search for Cassie Carli will actually be joining us, so don't go away. We'll hear what she has to say about the search for Cassie Carli.
Or your money back.
I know you said he wasn't cooperative. Is he speaking now that her remains have been discovered?
No, all he said was lawyer. That's all he said.
And does he have any known criminal history with this department or any other that you know?
Not that I'm aware of, no.
That was Bob Johnson, the sheriff of Santa Rosa County in Florida, announcing at a press conference Sunday that a suspect is in custody following the discovery of Cassie Carli's body. Now, Marcus Spanevelo, who shares a child with Cassie, was arrested and is being held in Tennessee on charges of tampering with evidence, giving false information concerning a missing persons investigation, and destruction of evidence. Still with us, private investigators Mike Peasley and Jason Jensen, and also joining us now in Pensacola, Florida, a private investigator who worked on the search for Cassie Carli. Lauren Vellucci is with us. Thanks again for all of you being with us. And Lauren, thanks to you for joining us this evening. And I want to pick your brain first about this case and the investigation as you were involved in it. Tell us a little bit about your involvement in the investigation.
Well, it's a small community. It's a small area. So when I first heard she went missing, I instantly was like, what can I do? And so I reached out to the family to see if there's anything I could do. The FBI then was involved. So there wasn't a whole lot of help that I could provide for them other than what the FBI and FDLE was already doing. So I said I would search. And so that's exactly what I did. Domestic violence is something that I've experienced in the past. So that put an extra spin on my just wanting to be there to do anything to find her.
All right, so tell us about this search and where you searched and how that came together and the folks that got involved.
Every day was different. It was a very fluid investigation. So the sheriff's department was also in contact with people at the command center. So each day was different. There was days that we searched in dumpsters. There was days that people on paddleboards went out to search the shoreline. There were days that we passed out flyers and just put them anywhere that we could possibly think of. We went to an old amusement park that was in the 90s that was completely wooded, and went in there to see if we could find anything. So it was constantly changing, and it was really anywhere that they sent us, we were going.
All right, now I also understand that you attended a vigil. Tell us about that vigil and who put that together and how that went.
Yeah, so the searchers, the command center, her family, her friends, we didn't even know if they would be there because the news had just came down that they had found their body. But as you can tell in the last segment, her sister, her family, her friends are so strong. They wanted to be there. So they got on Facebook and said, come out, we're going to celebrate her life. And sunset was her favorite time, and that's exactly what we did. And boy, the community showed up. They all came out. We had some wonderful just things about Cassie that made us feel like we personally knew her. The sheriff there speaking, and it was good. It was a good thing. I think it brought a lot of closure to not only the family but to the community and the people who feel like they now know Cassie because of this.
You know, Jason Jensen, I want you to speak to how important it is, this community involvement, folks going out, doing this type of searching, holding these type of vigils. All that plays a part in helping to solve these types of crimes.
Oh, yes, they do. I mean, to be clear, there's a lot that goes into finding a missing person. You don't know where they disappeared to. So clearly, a department has a finite number of its deputies, if it's a sheriff's office. And so they really need to reach out to the community to have as many feet on the ground, searching every possibility, because before you know it, evidence gets spoiled and there's no way to find out what happened to the person once they do find them.
Now, Mike Peasley, were you surprised at how close to the vest the sheriff was with information? Didn't really want to give information about how he found out certain things, like the connection to the property of the person that was arrested. Didn't want to give very much information at all. Are you surprised by that?
No, because when you got an open investigation like that, there's certain things that you want to keep at arms, especially if he lawyered up. The state has, obviously evidence that the sheriff has. They know what's going on with the state attorney's office or district attorney's office. So it doesn't surprise me that he was closed-lipped with that.
Now, the person arrested, Marcus Spanevelo, I'm not sure exactly how to pronounce his name. I do want to emphasize he is innocent until proven guilty, so we do not know if he was in fact connected to this. But Lauren, I want to check in with you. When you found out what the ultimate result of the search was and what was found, what was your reaction to that? Well, I'm sure you were hoping against hope that she would be found alive, but unfortunately that wasn't the case.
Yeah, it was crushing. We were actually out there waiting to get our next area to search when the press conference happened, and we all kind of watched it together, and it was crushing. But I knew that was what the family wanted, was to be able to find her and to bring her home. And it happened relatively fast. They were on it. And when I spoke to her father, when I met them and her friends, I told them, I said, listen, he gave you guys a gift by having that 35-foot trailer on his truck, because going through surveillance would have taken forever. So I think they were really on top of it and knew the direction he went. And I'm so happy that they found her, and he put her in a grave. He put a roof over her head so that her body will be able to tell a story. It's going to let us know what happened, and we will get him in court. And hopefully Court TV tries it or covers it so that we can see it, because she needs justice.
Yes, and once again, just a reminder to you folks, there's still an autopsy to be performed. That's why there are no murder charges just as yet. If in fact it turns out there was a cause of death that warrants it, then we'll probably see them. All right, Lauren, I want to thank you so much for joining me this evening. Truly appreciate all of your insights. Thanks very much. Jason Jensen, Mike Peasley, you're going to stay with me for a little bit longer. It is time now for a quick break, but there is still a lot more to come. Here's a look at what's ahead on Closing Argument.